Morning, it's John, Bench Fisherman. Today, we're going to try something here. I got a Shimano Speedmaster. Seems to be all there. It's missing that little decal, but I've got another plate here off of a 100, same plate. So, in this reel, it's missing some stuff. I probably have enough parts here to fix it. I ordered a bunch of parts, but we're gonna try this. We're gonna try to make a good reel out of this thing. My bench is dirty because I just did a reel that I couldn't fix. It was too broken and it was pretty dirty, and I didn't clean things up here. But let's take this one apart. One thing I'm worried about, I've never owned one of these Speedmasters. They're pretty good reels, is how this drag system works out here. So I got to be cognitive of how I take that apart. This video, the teardown video, is going to be very handy for that. Okay, so we got a little washer here. Big ass spring there. This comes off. Doesn't look like it's really matters which way it goes. Nut of some sort. Work. Interesting. Tells me I'm getting into a can of worms here. Really? I'm not a fan of Shimano bait casters. Anybody knows me knows that. That comes off. There's a spacer. There's a day tent ball. Why, Shimano? Why? Don't want to lose that. I have a feeling that ball is going to come out of there. I'll try to wash the reel. So, we'll leave it on there and just try to be careful with it. Worried about this out here. They put way too many small parts in this spool adjuster. I got a bunch of them here. I went on e-replacement parts, just ordered everything they had. Because I have a feeling there's some stuff missing. Plus, I got that other reel I may be able to fix too. We'll see. Like I'm talking about fixing up the Speedmaster to be nice, and then the other reel just to beat around with or sell or whatever. I almost lost it. There. All right, let's keep going with it. These weren't cheap reels, but they're not. I don't know. Shimano did some weird stuff back in this era. You either got a really good reel from her, you just got a. Yeah, these are screws into plastic. I mean, come on. That's not ever a good idea. But there's people out there that love them. The Speedmaster was a pretty good little lightweight inshore type of reel. So we're going to try to do something with it. Okay. That doesn't seem to want to come apart. Let's go to this side. Oh, me. Probably go ahead and swap these caps right here and right now. Another reel. Oh, that's not in too bad a shape. There is some bearings in this thing. Let's see. Let's see how bad this one is. Let's see if it's made the same, is what I should say. They are different gear ratios, so could affect this other side. I want to look at the gear size pretty closely. I'm going to say this is the same thing. We'll take this apart in a minute. We'll put this one. Well, here's a good way to find out. Put it on there. This reel here is probably going to just get cleaned up and sold to a local catfisherman. They like these things. Let's see if they're the same thing. Tighten the drag down. Yep. So I can fix that reel. I've got the parts to fix them. So we'll come back to that one. So we've got a reel here we can work with. I guess I've got to take those two screws out. The only thing left. That fell out of that reel somewhere. We'll hold on to that. That came out of this reel. I don't know where. Doesn't fit down in there. Did it come out of this one? No. Okay. Okay. No, that's simple enough. Okay. Well, this is not too terribly complicated. You've got to. Let's do this first. We don't know where that went. We'll just put it right there. got, this is part of the drag. You got a bearing with some shims. Check that bearing out in a minute. Your shims underneath there. And you got your concave convex washers, right? And take the drag apart here. I do this, I lay these things out so I can see them when I go, but you go back and look at the video, make sure I'm putting it back together right. I don't have new drag for this thing. I don't think I need it. It looked pretty good. Stuck, but good. You see how Shimano lubricates their drag. So people say, hey, you don't lubricate your drag, and then they're holding a Shimano in their hand that has lubrication in the drag. So yeah, no, people, I hear it all the time. You're not supposed to lubricate drags. Okay, been doing it for, gosh, at least 20 years now. You know, pay attention to how that star is on there, so it contacts this. This reel has a lot of nuances of a TLD to it. Reminds me a lot of a TLD. It's the lever drags. Gosh, they're great reels. Really good, really good reels. Okay, so this bearing comes out. So far I see two bearings. There might be more. I haven't looked over there yet. To get that shaft out, you got to take a snap ring out down in there. Try to get that out without losing that little sucker. There it is. Stuck to my finger. It's so greasy. Pull that out. There's a shim down there. That. I don't think there's anything on this side, and you got your level line. And they did put a metal cap on this level line. That one's got a plastic cap. This one's got a metal cap. So that's a step in the right direction for Shimano. It's pretty corroded. Anybody that knows me knows I am not a fan of Shimano level lines. They're just not very well made. All right, there's a little bitty shim up in there. Has to go back. That sucker is stuck. There's that shim. Now we got to get the level line itself out. All right. The pawl is stuck up in there. I might have just enough to clamp it. Nope. All right, there it is. All right. Now, take that C-clip right there out. Try not to lose it. Try not to stab your fingers. I'm already wounded from yesterday working on my diesel truck. Boy, I tell you, these snap rings. Some anxious moments. There's a shim. Okay. Then this shaft comes out. It's pretty grungy. And then this tube Supposed to slide out. Maybe. Yeah, there it goes. And there's the frame. I don't think there's anything else I can take off of that. So we'll clean that up. Yeah. I think there's anything else that comes out of there. Got to take that apart. Lots of little parts. It's typical Shimano fashion. They can't make them simple. All right. Take this side apart. Still don't know where that. It's right there. Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bump into the mic there. I don't know where that piece came from. No clue. Didn't come out of the other reel I did before this. So anyway, let's just go ahead and take it apart. This is the bait clipper spring. Keep these parts separate. Bait clicker, you could take it off, but you don't need to. And this wheel, this cog here, or gear, is in pretty bad shape. It needs to be cleaned. That's the whole reel. That bushing comes out of there if I can get it out. That grunge all over me. Where this stuff's coming from. Oh, it does come out easily. That's always a good thing. Then there it is, a shim comes out, and that's the whole entire reel, folks. Clean it up right now. I'll be back. This is John. I'm back. I'm gonna put this Speedmaster back together while it's fresh on my mind. A lot of little parts in this thing, and I don't want to try to remember it a week from now. So we're gonna go ahead and give her a shot here. That shim goes down in there. We're gonna start on the palm plate side. This bushing goes in. This gear, a little bit of maybe some of this oil. That gear on there. I'm gonna say that went right there. 3 screws. Seems to be awful tight. We'll try that. This snaps over the point. Oops, too far. Of the bait clipper. It goes in right here with these 2 screws. Oh goodness, come on, John, get your fingers working. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with this reel. I don't know if I'll sell it or keep it. Don't really have a particular use for it, mostly because it falls into that same category as a Ambassador 6500, and I really like my 6500s. So, not a whole lot of point in me keeping a Shimano that would work with where a Ambassador does, because I always pick the Shimano up first. Did I say Shimano or Ambassador? I always pick the Ambassador up first, is what I meant to say. I'm an Ambassador fan. Especially the Swedish made ones. Wouldn't give you a plug daggum nickel for a Chinese. Ambassador. Don't see any point in having one. I think, yeah, this goes like this. So goes in there just like that. This is your level line. It keys in there, so it can't go one way. And I'm already off to a bad start with that, ain't I? This has to go on first. Then it goes up into that groove. The groove's a little dirty. Let me clean that up. If I can get, won't quite get up in there. Just a little bit of grunge up in there. I'm just going to kind of clean it out. Let's try that again. Hold that with my fingers. This will go in and key over that little boss there. And this just slides in place. That looks bent. Look at that level line. Look how bent that thing is. Good time of day. Seriously? All right, that might work. Then this comes in from this. No, wrong side. Comes in from this side. Yeah. And that bushing goes up in there like that. And then over on this side, you have him that tried to get away from me, still trying to get away from me. Goes on there. And Z-clips will fight you. Don't lose them. They are a different size than the ones on the Ambassadors. Okay. Now your level line pawl goes in there, and you know how to seat that. You just put a little pressure on it and spin the gear. That little bitty shim, set it on the top of that level line. A little bit of grease on there, because that is metal on metal. Put the cap on it. And this reel, I just noticed this now, it's cleaned up, belonged to a man named John Lacey. Even has his phone number on there. Interesting. And that thing locked plumb up. It tells me something wasn't lined up just right, huh? Hmm. Hmm. Well, that's not good. That level line should move way smoother than that. It's not. The more I loosen that up, the better it works. That's interesting. I'm not crazy about that. Gotta tighten that up or that cap will come off. Let's see if maybe that shim's just too much for it. Get in there without the shim. See what happens. Save that shim. We need it for another one. Yeah, something ain't right. Something ain't right at all. I believe that damn paul's not seated good. You can see how it couldn't be. These things will drive you freaking bananas, man. I ain't gonna lie. Just drive you bananas. Yeah, that paul should be. There it goes. All right, the paul wasn't in there all the way. Okay, now we're back on track. Just a click off. Now it should be smooth, and it's tightening down a lot better. There we go. Paul was just not in there. Okay, let's go with some Lucas on this. Here. I'll get it even smoother. That wasn't Lucas, that was Kroll, but that's okay, it'll work. Got my painters mixed up there. It's a little stiff there at the end. Okay, we'll live with that. This goes in here. We'll put a little bit of grease. This doesn't run at a very high speed, so we'll use grease right there. Okay. Over on this end, it got shim. Oh boy, that's going to be fun. How the heck am I going to get my fingers in that damn thing? And I got to get that snap ring back. That's fun. Can't get my big fingers in here, folks. Maybe I should put that in before I put the level on. It'll be fun. That's a balancing act now. I got it close. Hopefully, my Harbor Freight tweezer pliers will get down there. There we go. Look at that. All right. And then we got a bearing. This is what I hate about these rags. All my parts just went flying. Everything's out of order now. I got to come up with a better system than this rag thing. It aggravates me. Okay. First thing in is the ratchet, and this pawl goes in right here, and then you got a spring that has to come up, slide over that post. I'll try to show you this in just a second, but it's really hard to do that and get this going here. So there's how the pawl goes in, anti-reverse pawl. And it's a clicker too, it clicks. Okay. Before I can put this gear on, I gotta build all this right here. So Get some grease up in here. Jack plate goes in this. Slide up under there, actually. Like that. 2 springs. The springs go up on top. Your pinion gear go in. We got to grease this up. See, this jack plate, when it slides down, it contacts it right. So let's put some grease right there so it'll actuate smoothly. Okay. Then the springs can go on. Let's get some drag washers in it here. Washer here will go in. We'll use some cowls on it. This is the one that goes under the gear. Like that. I got to get my rags handy because I don't have a lot of grease on the gear. Grease your gear up. Try to keep the grease in the teeth and not down in where the drag goes. This grease can be used in drag also, but I like the cowls a little bit better. But I have repaired reels on the pier and use this for the drag. Not the end of the world. Goes in just like that. The eared drag washer goes in first. That. I'm getting this together correctly. Pretty sure it takes flat. This is the middle drag. Goes in. Then you got your eared steel washer. The ears go down towards the gear like that. Got last carbon or fiber washer and your press plate. Then these go against each other, opposing, concave, convex, concave, convex. You guys that know more about geometry than I do, they say it's another way. I don't know, but they go opposing each other. They create a spring. Then your bearing, you got 2 shims, the bearing, and then this guy right here into your stack. That's that. Okay, we got to get this spring back in there. A little bit of grease on that tip of that spring, just like I do on the pins, and stick it back up in this. And then we're going to put some grease on that shaft. Bite me. That spring's got a hook up under that post right there. You got to give this thing a little bit of a spin It's in there. Here's your lever. What I do, take that thing to the middle, a little bit of grease in that hole, lever back on. It goes towards the inside of the reel, and then you've got this screw with the lock washer on, star washer. That up. Should move freely, and it's not. Because the spring popped out. Had it the wrong way. Start over. Alright. Spring, I turned the lever the wrong way. Exactly what I did. It needs to go the other way. Lever goes like that. Hold it in the middle, flip that over, screw it in. I wish I could show you that. I really need a close range camera on that, because that's a key thing on this reel, and it's hard to see on my camera angle here. But there it goes. That's the way it's supposed to be. Let's wipe our grease off of it and greasy fingerprints. Okay. Next thing is the spool adjuster. It gets a dab of oil, shim, a dab of oil, spring, it goes in there, and the cap. That holds tension on that. Okay, then we're going to grease this tab right here. Has got to go into that slot. Probably hardest part about this reel is this right here. You got to get this right. Okay, that was too easy. And you got these two screws that go back in. These actually hold the reel together. I'm not sure what the other ones are supposed to be doing, but you can't take this reel apart without taking these two screws out of it. I guess the other ones are just for extra support. Okay, we can go ahead and put those screws back in. 90 degrees, and they're plastic to plastic. They'll never get stuck. At least they shouldn't. Well, the parts pile is getting smaller on this reel. This is really something. This is something. Shimano Speedmaster. Now, we could go ahead and put that in, but I think it's going to be easier to build it like this. This ball popped out of there, and I thought it would. And I'm glad that when I cleaned this thing, I put this in a tray so I wouldn't lose that little bitty ball in there. Why, Shimano? Why? This just slid down on here. Okay. like that. And I believe that just slid down there. This would, how's that going to go? This has to go down on top of that ball. But I'd like it wants to. Or maybe? Yeah, okay. Oh, this goes on there, I think. Sound good, did it? There. I don't know. This is going on crooked for one thing. Get that straight. Still going on there crooked. There we go. I don't know if any of this is adjusted right, folks. I'm just kind of winging it. Okay, so this spring goes on there like that. There. I want to say first. Wrong. Cap nut on there. What have I done wrong, folks? That moves up and down like it did. And then this goes on this special screw that has a little tip on it. Goes down, it makes contact. That fighting star or whatever they call it on. Yeah, I don't know. You got me. Okay. I digress. Let's oil on this end. It goes right up in there. And over here on this end, we'll put some oil. And the whole thing can't go but one way. It's got two screws that go in right there. Remember, I stole this cover off of a 200 or a 100G, so not technically the correct cover for it, but it looks better than the other cover. This is a nicer reel than the other one. The other one's just a beater reel, and I think it's actually junk. It's got a problem with the level line. I might be able to fix it, but let's see what we got. See, I don't know about this drag. I don't understand how this drag is supposed to work. Okay, it's tightening down, and I guess to loosen it. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, it works. Let's see if we go in the free spool here. That's working. Let's clean it off. It's got wool all over it. I don't spare the oil, that's for sure. I use a lot of oil on my reels. WD-40, ballast oil, Dad's old tackle oil, Lucas reel oil. I use it all. Clean that spool off good. So there it is. It's a Speedmaster TSM200FS. That's how it works. You can go back on and off with the drag. You preset your drag just like you would on a lever drag. You can preset it right here. That's pretty smart. I like it. I mean, I don't have a complaint about that. Let's adjust the tension on the spool, or the center of the spool. Wow, smooth. It is fast. It's high speed reel. I like it. I may end up keeping it. I don't know. I like that. It's quick. I can go from almost a free spool to like a fighting or strike position with the short click of the star, like that. So here, click in. I like it. That's a pretty cool. I give props on Shimano for that. They did a nice job on that drag. It's pretty cool. It's smooth. It's quick. It's effective. What more could you ask? All right. Sorry, I bumped into the mic again. Well, anyway, this is John, Bench Fisherman. I've started helping people price reels. What would I pay for this reel? In this condition, probably $30. Some of you might scoff at that and say, that's not enough, or that's too much. I don't know. If you had it brand new in a box and never been used, it was all pretty and pristine, it may be worth a little more. I don't know if you'd ever even find one of these reels like that unless somebody just bought one and never used it. You know, they weren't collectible by any means. So I'm just cleaning off the gunk. Reels get as much gunk from the operator's hands as they do from the water they're fishing in. So I'm gonna sneeze. That was a good one. John Lacey. That's whose reel this was. It has his social security number on it. That's not a phone number, it's a social security number. We won't show that. Sorry, John. I won't steal your identity, because I don't care about stealing somebody's identity, but don't ever put your social security numbers on your fishing reels, folks. Especially if it's going to wind up at auction. So probably $30 for that reel. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. It's a nice reel. Super high speed, Speedmaster with Fighting Star TSM200FS. Z. No, that's not a Z. It's a FS. Okay. Well, there you go. It's John Bench Fisher. If you like the video, like it. If you want to see some more, subscribe. See you on the next one.